Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through stacks of information to bring you the key insights, the real nuggets of knowledge.
And today, we're jumping right into the AI revolution. It feels like it's moving faster than ever.
It really does. Our mission here is to get you up to speed on the absolute cutting edge. We're talking new models, developer tools, real-world uses.
And also the big societal questions that come with it, the ethics, the impact. We're looking at recent news, research from all over.
Exactly. The goal is to get you well-informed fast. Okay, so let's start with that speed. The velocity, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around sometimes.
It's absolutely breathtaking, yeah. I mean, just look at the model launches. 2024 is already blowing 2023 out of the water.
And the performance gains.
While some estimates are saying benchmark scores are doubling roughly every 7 months, think about that rate of improvement.
Doubling every 7 months. Wow. And behind that, there must be just colossal amounts of investment, right?
Oh, huge. Take India's IndiaAI Mission. That's $1.2 billion. They're not just funding models.
They're buying hardware, too.
Yeah, reserving 19,000 GPUs. And get this, 13,000 of those are H100s, the really powerful ones. It's about building the infrastructure, jump-starting the whole ecosystem.
That's serious government backing. What about the private side? We hear crazy numbers about OpenAI.
Right. OpenAI is in talks for a secondary share sale, potentially $6 billion. That could value them at $500 billion.
$500 billion. For a startup. I mean, arguably the world's most valuable startup at that point.
It definitely cements that status. But it's not just individual companies raising money. Look at the partnerships.
Like Oracle and Google Cloud. That one caught my eye.
Exactly. Integrating Google's Gemini models into Oracle's cloud. That's a massive step towards, interoperability. It shows the big players are seeing value in working together.
Or maybe it signals the competition is just that intense. Google seems to be pushing hard to catch up or keep pace with OpenAI.
For sure. Google's definitely ramping up investment, rolling out features. It feels like a race to build that next foundational layer for computing.
So speaking of foundations, it isn't just more models, right? They're getting smarter, but also maybe more open.
Yes, the open source movement is really picking up steam. You've got xAI open sourcing Grok 1 for people to play with.
And even OpenAI, GPT-OSS, that's their first open LLM in years, isn't it?
It's 2019, yeah. And under an Apache 2.0 license, that's permissive. It means broad availability, unrestricted commercial use, a really big deal for access.
And it's not just happening in the U.S. What about other regions?
China's open source scene is surging. Models like Qwen 3 Coder are rivaling top proprietary code models. DeepSeek, Qwen, they're really leading the charge there.
Qwen code hit 10,000 GitHub stars in a month. That's rapid adoption.
It really shows how global this innovation is now. It's not just centered in one place.
And the capabilities. We're talking about AI solving seriously complex problems now.
Absolutely. Look at OpenAI's latest reasoning model. It got gold medals at the International Math and Informatics Olympiads. That's not just trivia. That's complex, multi-step logic.
Things like scientific discovery, legal analysis. Yeah. That kind of abstract reasoning.
Precisely. And there are reports, too, that GPT-5, when paired with something called XBOW.
XBOW.
Yeah, it apparently more than doubled its performance on security tasks. That points to huge practical potential, but also raises some questions we'll get to later.
Okay, but raw power isn't everything. What about efficiency? Making these things run without needing a power plant.
That's a huge focus. Google's deploying smaller models like Gemma 3, the 270 million parameter one, in secure production settings. It shows these compact LLMs are viable.
And faster, too. I heard about models delivering hundreds of tokens per second.
Yeah, LFM2VL hits some new efficiency marks, and doing it even in 4-bit mode, which is super compressed, basically. Faster, uses less data.
Google also has that Gemma 3 270M aimed specifically at low power usage, right? For phones and devices.
Exactly. Prioritizing low battery drain. Crucial for making AI practical on the go.
And looking ahead, omnimodal. Text, vision, audio, all in one.
That seems to be the direction. Cohere is hiring to build omnimodal command models. It hints at AI that understands and interacts across all those senses, much more naturally.
Okay, so fascinating progress on the tech side, but let's ground this. What does this mean for you listening? How is AI actually changing things, like today?
Well, one big area is tools for developers and creators. Tencent's Hunyuan released an open-source video generator, real-time, controllable.
Trained on gameplay footage, what's the use case there?
Think indie game devs, small marketing teams. It's a low-cost, low-latency alternative to complex rendering. Opens up possibilities.
And NVIDIA's open-sourcing speech recognition models. Multilingual ones.
Yeah, Canary 1B, Parakeet TDT 0.6b. They handle translation, timestamps, long audio, makes transcription and translation much more accessible globally, breaking down language barriers.
Hugging Face is doing a lot here too, right, with free GPUs.
That's their Zero GPU fund, $1 billion aimed at giving developers resources. Plus AI Cheats, a no-code tool for datasets. And they've integrated Meta's Dino v3 for better image tasks. It's all about democratization.
And for coders specifically.
Google's AI Studio now integrates directly with GitHub, big time saver for collaboration. And they've got Jules 2.0, that Gemini-powered coding assistant, like having a smart pair programmer.
So developers are getting supercharged? What about the rest of us? Everyday work.
Huge changes there, too. ChatGPT now connects directly to Gmail, Google Calendar, Drive.
So it can summarize emails, draft replies, pull info from docs, all within Google Suite.
Exactly. Automating those routine tasks, smoothing out meeting prep, big potential for productivity boosts.
That AI on your wrist, Gemini on Wear OS watches.
Yeah, manage tasks, get recommendations, control smart home devices just by talking to your watch. Feels pretty futuristic, but it's here now.
That is pretty sci-fi. And finding flights with just plain English.
Google's Flight Deals tool. Just type what you're looking for, like cheap flights to London next month, and it finds personalized options. Available in the US, Canada, India already. Takes the headache out of travel planning.
It's not just personal stuff either. Governments are using it, the UK.
Right. They're rolling out AI in hospitals and public services, trying to automate things like patient discharge planning, helping probation officers. The goal is efficiency, cutting wait times.
The NHS, specifically piloting AI for faster discharges, makes sense. That's often a huge bottleneck.
Definitely. And businesses are jumping in, too. Manufacturers are using AI to tackle labor shortages, improve cybersecurity.
Are there actual results, like improved productivity?
There are pilots showing promise. North Carolina State Treasury used ChatGPT, saw about a 10% productivity bump among employees.
Even movie theaters. AMC CEO is crediting AI.
Yeah, for everything from marketing to pricing, it shows AI adoption is spreading well beyond just tech companies now.
And students. How's it changing? Study.
Tools like Google's Notebook LM, powered by Gemini, are becoming like super research assistants. Smart summaries, citing sources directly, managing documents efficiently. Huge help for writing papers or studying complex topics. Then there are the really specialized breakthroughs. Medicine is a big one.
Like finding new drugs.
Exactly. MIT researchers use generative AI to discover 2 new antibiotic compounds. And these actually worked against drug-resistant bacteria in lab tests. That's potentially life-saving stuff.
Wow. And AI acing the medical licensing exam? A perfect score?
Open evidences system, yeah. 100% on the USMLE. And it wasn't just guessing, it provided detailed literature-backed explanations. Shows deep medical reasoning.
So diagnosis and treatment are getting boosts too.
For sure. Personalized treatment for hemophilia, remote monitoring, faster and more accurate diagnosis for complex eye and nerve disorders, real patient care improvements.
And robots doing surgery. Autonomously.
Well, a Da Vinci robot performed autonomous gallbladder surgery on a pig, guided by language instructions at each step. It's still research, but astonishing progress.
Plus, those humanoid robots staying upright even when pushed around. Figure and unitary.
Yeah, shows rapid gains in robustness. They're getting much better at handling the unpredictable real world.
What about the environment? Can AI help there?
It's starting to. Optimizing energy use in data centers, pushing towards net zero emissions, and mapping wildfire fuel risks much faster, using satellite data that's UCLA's Fuel Vision. Direct impact on managing climate challenges.
And creativity. An entire movie made by AI.
Japan's Aizu USA. AI did the visuals, music, sound, sparked a huge debate, obviously. And tools like Ideogram are generating really impressive images from text prompts alone, making waves in creative fields. But, you know, with all this amazing capability expanding so fast, it inevitably brings up the tough questions, the complexities, the potential downsides.
Absolutely. And privacy seems to be front and center right now. Google's policy change allowing them to train AI on public user data that raises eyebrows.
Definitely. And Gemini training on personal conversations by default unless users opt out. That's a big concern for many. People need to be aware and check their settings.
And it's not just Google. That transcription service, Otter.ai, facing a lawsuit over recording conversations.
Right. Alleges recording without consent. And the broader security picture looks worrying, too. 84% of AI tool providers reportedly had data breaches. That's alarming.
Yeah, leads to calls for regulation. Unregulated AI use, exposing sensitive data seems like a real risk.
And it's already being weaponized. Russian cybercriminals reportedly using LLMs for sophisticated phishing against Ukraine. That's the first real-world example of AI and hacking like that. A new era of cyber threats.
And that links back to GPT-5 performing better on security tasks.
Yeah,
right. It's powerful, but maybe risky if not assessed properly.
Exactly. It highlights the need for deep cybersecurity vetting of these advanced models before they're widely used.
Okay, privacy and security are huge. What about jobs? The workforce?
Well, AI cheating in online tests is pushing companies like Google and Amazon back to in-person interviews for engineers, trying to ensure they're hiring real talent.
And the bigger displacement picture? Geoffrey Hinton's warnings.
He, and some studies, suggest automation could displace maybe 6–7% of the workforce. It's causing some, like Gen Z, to look more seriously at skilled trades, plumbing, electrical work things AI can't easily do yet.
Interesting shift. And companies are tracking how employees use AI now, linking it to performance.
Yeah, it's becoming a metric. Experts are warning that not adapting, not learning to use these tools could put careers at risk.
But there's a flip side. Caution needed.
Definitely. Zoho's co-founder, Sridhar Vembu, warns against just blindly copying AI output for critical tasks. Use it to learn, to review, but don't trust it implicitly. Critical thinking is still key.
That makes sense. What about ethics around creativity? Those AI-generated autobiographies?
Yeah, flooding online stores, potentially confusing readers, overshadowing real authors. Publishers are calling for clearer rules about labeling AI content.
And the AI art mimicking famous styles, like Studio Ghibli.
Huge debate there. Where's the line between inspiration and infringement? What does authenticity even mean anymore? Big questions for artists and the law.
And those AI companion apps, people forming emotional bonds.
Over 220 million downloads. It shows a human need, maybe, but also major privacy risks, and sometimes they give harmful advice. Needs ethical guardrails, clearly.
So the governance debate is heating up. OpenAI pushing for EU-style rules in the U.S.
Right. They're worried fragmented U.S. policies could stifle innovation, ironically. It's a global puzzle, finding the right balance.
And governments trying to use AI to fight crime, too. The
Well,
Treasury looking at AI and blockchain.
Yeah, hoping to leverage these technologies to combat digital asset crime, trying to stay ahead of the curve.
We can't forget the environmental costs and all this excitement, the energy demands.
It's potentially massive. Forecasts suggest AI could need over 100 gigawatts globally by 2030. That's a lot of power, raises huge sustainability questions.
And researchers calling out OpenAI specifically about GPT-5's footprint, comparing it to millions of homes.
Yes, pushing for transparency on the environmental costs. How do we balance innovation with planetary impact? It's a critical conversation.
And finally, even Sam Altman is sounding a note of caution, comparing it to the dot-com boom.
He did, basically saying, yes, there's real fundamental innovation happening, but a lot of the current ventures might be overvalued. A reminder to keep some perspective amidst all the hype.
Wow, what a deep dive that was. It's so much, moving so fast. AI is clearly bringing breakthroughs, incredible applications.
But also really significant challenges. Privacy, jobs, ethics, the environment, it touches everything.
We've gone from AI doing surgery to writing novels to running on our watches, mapping fires. It's reshaping industries, daily life, at a speed that's honestly hard to comprehend sometimes.
It really is. And hopefully understanding these different facets gives you a more informed perspective on these massive changes. There's always more to dig into.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power here. So here's a final thought for you to mull on. With AI moving this fast, how quickly do our societal structures, laws, jobs, ethics, even our ideas about creativity need to adapt? Can we keep up? Can we even get ahead of the technology? What stood out most to you from this deep dive? What are you going to look into next?